Hello, I am Anubha Walia, Director in leading training and executive coaching firm Prism Philosophy at New Delhi. Today, we will be learning about business communication. My specialty areas in the communication program will share about how communication is the lifeline of an organization as it keeps on going and makes the organization vibrant. In this session, you will learn about the characteristics, importance in the various fields of business communication. After this session, you will be able to define business communication, describe the characteristics of business communication, also the different types of business communication, explain the importance and describe the role of business communication. Business communication is the sharing of information between people within the organization that is performed for the commercial benefits of the organization. Business communication is not just a message or a conversation. Instead, its connotations extends beyond it and cover many aspects. It is a complex thing and, in simple word, it is the lifeline of an organization. In fact, it covers almost everything in the workspace. Communication among individuals and teams, planning of any activity could be strategic planning, implementation of a strategy or a reporting of the success. Unlike personal communication, business communication always has an end goal. Business communication is the expression, channeling, receiving and interchanging of ideas in commerce and industry. So, any exchange of information concerning business between two or more stakeholders is business communication. There is a big difference between business communication and general communication. A business communication has a specific goal. It is written in a set of formal formats stressing on the purpose of the communication. For example, if a bookseller in a New Delhi For example, if a bookseller in Delhi University writes a letter to the modern publishers Meerut for sending 5 copies each of the books published for Become Honors course, they will give the list of the books along with their titles and name of the authors. The formal and the direct approach is used here. Hence, business communication deals with the business related information and it is formal yet directed in approach. It uses a specific format for communication without personal feelings in business messages. It is involved with practical information that is impartial and objective by following organization policies. Business communication is official or organizational communication, and here the feedback becomes very important for the success of business communication. Whereas general communication deals with all the information except business. It is less formal and indirect approach having personal feelings. General communication is more personal communication and feedback is not very much important for general communication. Business communication have following characteristics. Objectivity. It has a definitive objective which is instrumental in initiating it. Thus, while sending the communication, this object should be central. The impractical, imaginary, unnecessary and repetitive information should be avoided. Frank, fair and complete information should be provided. Second, clarity. There should be an absolute clarity of the language, clarity of the objective, clarity of channel and medium. In business communication, you will see any kind of ambiguity may defeat the purpose of the communication. For an example again, if the bookseller while ordering a book does not give the titles and the name of the authors, the supplier will be confused about which book are to be sent. Thus, in the absence of the clarity, there may be a confusion and the purpose of the business communication will be defeated. Brevity. It should be concise, getting to the main point. Long sentences and big words which may distract attention of the receiver from the mass point of view to be avoided. The sentence should be written in such a manner that the business related complete information is communicated well. Factual. A business communication should contain facts and figures. If required, one should not forget and mention important dates, place, time, etc. For example, a ladies' garment store discovers that its orders to the supplier for the supply of ladies' gown has not been compiled with. In the letter of the supplier, unless the date, order number and catalog number of the items are mentioned, the supplier will not be able to find order what was not compiled with. Practical approach. In business communication, one should be practical while explaining why, how, when and the like queries. Unnecessary details, impractical, imaginary plans should be avoided. For an example, if the retailer in the mentioned case writes to the supplier to supply the items which are not included in their catalog, it will be an unpractical request and the supplier will be helpless. Persuasive and courteous. Language of the communication should be persuasive and courteous. It may persuade an employee to perform his or her duties in a better way, or a customer to buy a product or services, etc. The courteous attitude generates goodwill towards the organization. With another example here, the manager of a wholesale outlet finds that a particular retailer has not cleared its outstanding bill, sends a letter to the retailer. It will be helpful if sentences like this: "You are a valued customer of ours and we have always enjoyed our business relationship with you. Probably due to oversight, our previous bill number XYZ dated 20 Jan 2019 amounting to rupees 15,000 is still pending at your end. It will be helpful if you could please clear it at an early date." The another insight is pervasive. Business communication is the lifeblood of an organization. It therefore pervades all the sections, namely purchase, manufacture, marketing, sales and finance, personal innovation, etc. Furthermore, it actually percolates through all the managerial levels, all the departments of the organization, as well as all the levels of the employees are to be communicated frequently. The optimum level of communication enhances the efficiency of the organization. I must tell you, it is dynamic. This means the types and the tone of the communication are dynamic in nature and change in accordance with the changing situations. At times, managers have to adopt assertive style, while at other times he or she may be cooperative or even persuasive. A manager has to communicate differently while attending a meeting, taking an interview, briefing a subordinate, negotiating a deal, or resolving a dispute. Thus, business communication is not only static, instead it is dynamic and contextual. It has to be continuous. In fact, in an organization, business communication is a continuous process. After an objective is achieved, business communication is initiated for the next objective in a chain. For example, after the workers have been recruited, next communication will be initiated for their training. It is circumstantial. In an organization, the tone and the content of a business communication are determined by circumstances. Different marketing strategies are adopted at different occasions. Pre- and post-budget strategies may be followed at the times of the festival. Obviously, business communication would be different under those two circumstances. It may be internal or external. Organizational activities are actually categorized and grouped into internal and external. The formal includes primarily the administrative functions such as production, training, instructional meetings, planning, and so on. While the search of a new market dealing with the other companies, government vendors, etc. come in the later category, which is the external part. Thus, business communication depends on the internal and external activities both. One has to be specific. At a time, business communication is for a specific activity or purpose. In case multiple objects are included in communication, it may lose its effectiveness and may distract attention of the receiver. Organization has to carry out activities within an organization and outside the organization. Activities within the organization includes coordination among the different departments, planning strategies, scheduling production, guidance and training the staff, or disbursement of salaries and bonuses. Business communication can actually broadly categorized with the two aspects as I mentioned, internal and external. Internal communication may be defined as the transmission of information among all the members, that is the section of a business enterprise. External communication refers to the communication by a company's supervisors and the workers with outside individual or agencies in connection with the company's work. As a general rule, the external communication is more formal and usually it is done on business letterheads. Organization has to carry out the activities within the organization and outside the organization. Activities within the organization includes, as I mentioned, coordination and different department communication. The four elements that becomes very prominent in internal communication is, to start with, downward communication, which occurs when communication and messages flow down through an organization's formal chain of command or hierarchical structure. The second aspect is upward communication. It is the process of information flowing from the lower level of a hierarchy to the upper level. Upward communication helps employees to express their requirements, ideas and feelings. For the top management, upward communication is an important source of information for business decision. The third, horizontal communication. It is also known as lateral communication. In this mode, communication flows among the employees at the same level of the hierarchy in an organization. There are various advantages of horizontal flow of the communication. A problem in a group can be sorted out quickly, inculcates team feeling, it creates harmonious environment in a group and saves time, and also encourages knowledge, experience sharing among the colleagues. Sometimes it helps in resolving interdepartmental problems also. Lastly, the diagonal communication. It is the interaction between the manager of one department with the workers of the other department in an organization. Now, let's explore external communication. It is the transmission of information between two organizations. It also occurs between a business and another person in the exterior to the company. These persons can be client, dealers, customers, government officials, or authorities. A customer's feedback is also an external communication. It is used to create a good image of the business organization nationally as well as internationally, depending on its area of operations. External communication plays a crucial role in achieving organizational goals, namely high performance, increasing sales, and hence the profits. It is a very good tool for creating favorable image of the organization. The business communication plays a very important role in the smooth running of a business enterprise. In this era of globalization, effective communication network is an imperative requisite for any business organization. A modern communication system establishes not only perfect coordination among the staff of the organization, but also enhances its ability to make contacts with its clients, seek orders and comply with the same promptly. The major roles are movement of information. The communication helps in transmitting various types of information within and outside the organization. The information may be digital form or in the form of poster, letters, brochures. The internet-based technologies make the movement of information very fast, and the management can remain in touch with the employees and also with the outside agencies. Smooth running of organization. As emphasized, an efficient communication network keeps an organization running smoothly and efficiently. A free, coordinated and efficient movement of information acts like a lubricant which makes the enterprise run frictionless and without any contradictions. An effective vertical and horizontal communication system keeps the stakeholders well informed and prepared for any new development. The proper planning. It is related to the previous point which I mentioned. As elaborated, by citing an example that an effective and fast movement of information is an organization help in better planning. It is also helpful in decision making. In a business organization, after a group of workers have worked on a project, it is found highly beneficial if decisions are made by taking views of a majority of the members. The group-based decision often offer the potential of achieving better outcomes than the decisions made by the individual working in isolation. Members with diverse perspective views provide the group with a comprehensive view of both opportunities and threat. Basis of cooperation. In a business organization, you will see after a group of workers have worked in a project, it is found highly beneficial if decisions are made by taking views of a majority of the members. The group-based decisions often offer the potential of achieving better outcomes. You will see the members with diverse perspective views provide the group with a comprehensive view of both opportunities and threats. And you will find the basis of coordination is another very important role. You are aware that the communication ensures free flow of information and suggestion in any organization. Now these aspects ensures coordination. All the persons involved in any particular project are well informed about the planned strategies for achieving a certain goals. In this, effective public relation is a must. It plays an important role in developing a favorable image of a company in the eyes of public, investors, consumers, and other stakeholders. Effective leadership. An effective and vibrant leadership is a must for the success of any organization. Fast movement of information contributes a lot to enhance leadership capabilities because the leaders are well versed with the latest development in the field of organization. Leaders know how to communicate with different stakeholders in an organization, including employees, customers, and investors. This ensures harmony. Harmonious atmosphere in any organization is a key factor in achieving its objectives. Effective communication not only helps in creating and maintaining harmony, but its two-way communication helps in developing mutual understanding and cooperation. The business communication plays an important role in the smooth running of a business enterprise. In this era of globalization, effective communication network is an important and imperative requisite for any business organization. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, happy learning.